Welcome back to the IBFP. Here's your host, Boxing New.
Canelo Alvarez is improving, not declining. And look, let's break it down honestly and objectively as possible. And Canelo Alvarez, coming off of a dominant win against John Ryder, is being called a guy that's on the decline. Say the guy's fallen off. They're saying that he's past his prime, and the statistics does not say that. The facts do not say that. When you look at everything, it's not my opinion. It's not how I feel. It's not what I think. It's not what I believe. The facts say that Canelo Alvarez is actually improving and not declining. The facts say that he's still in his prime and not falling off. Fanboys on social media will say Canelo Alvarez is not the same, but the facts disagrees, and this is my point. First off, the last time Canelo Alvarez went 12 rounds before he was injured with a wrist injury was against Callum Smith. And Canelo Alvarez in that fight landed over 32.1% of all of his jabs before he was injured. The last time he went 12 rounds was against Callum Smith, and he landed over 30% of his jabs against Callum Smith. That was a monstrous Canelo. That's the Canelo that we come to know and love in his weight class at 168 pounds, where he is king. Then, the next time he goes 12 rounds with an opponent was Dimitri Bivol. He goes 12 rounds with Bivol at 175 pounds outside of his weight class, and he's also injured in this fight, and he only lands 4.4% of all of his jabs. And yet people said this is where Canelo Alvarez decline started, with Dimitri Bivol. And so we see Canelo Alvarez goes back down to his weight class in the very next fight against Triple G. So he's back at 168 fighting Triple G at his own weight class, and his jabs improve to 16.7%. He's still not at over 30% of his landed jabs. Why? Because Canelo Alvarez is still injured. So then we move to his next fight. His most recent fight, his fight against John Ryder, his last fight. And Canelo Alvarez is back. A healthy Canelo Alvarez in his weight class. A healthy Canelo Alvarez with surgery. He's no longer in pain. He's no longer injured. He's 100% healthy. And yet his statistics rise all the way back up to over 30%. At 30.1%. A healthy Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez has shown improvement, not regression. People don't want to see the truth because they're stupid. They don't want to accept the facts because they're stupid. And not only that, when people say Canelo Alvarez gassed out in this fight and within about the 4th or 5th round, that's a damn lie. Because Canelo Alvarez, the punch that show that he threw more punches in the last part of the fight than he did the first part of the fight. In the last 6 rounds of the fight, Canelo Alvarez threw more punches than he did in the first 6 rounds of the fight. That proves that Canelo Alvarez has not gassed out. If he gassed out against John Ryder, why is he throwing more punches late than he was early? Make that make sense. Canelo Alvarez has shown vast improvement in this fight because his health is better. He's in his right weight class. And Canelo Alvarez is getting back to himself. So when I say the king is back, that's supported by all of the facts and none of the feelings. Because men lie, women lie, but the facts don't lie.